I don't know of published scientists who come out and say that there is no evidence for any biological influence on sexual orientation. I have not met any. So I think we're in the realm here of there's a lot of evidence for biological influence and still a lot to do in understanding how it works.
In addition to the genetic research, there have been a large number of studies of other traits that seem to be correlated with sexual orientation. This includes certain acoustic clicks in the ear, the length of different digits, handedness, and so on and so forth. And all of these are probably markers of underlying sexual development events that are important for sexual orientation. So they may not necessarily cause a person to be gay or straight, but they're related through the same biological pathways. I think the critical point is that none of these are choice, none of them are even learned. These are biological markers for something very deep that goes on inside people.
The more we know about the development of the nervous system, the more we see the importance of development in the womb. You might think that it's a fairly simple environment. In fact, it's not. It's a very complex environment that's being influenced by lots of different factors. Environmental factors outside the mother, environmental factors inside the mother, and environmental factors that are brought by the fetus itself. So it's clear that there are lots of different influences going on before birth inside the uterus that are not necessarily easy for us to track down. One of the ways we know that there must be such influences is if you look at identical twins who have the same genes and yet they don't necessarily come out the same. What's different about them can't be their genes. It has to be that their uterine environment was slightly different one from the other. And sometimes that can make a big difference in the lives of those individuals as they grow up.
I think if one looks at the collective body of evidence regarding the biology of sexual orientation, I think it would only be extreme dogmatists who would try to argue that there's no evidence that biological factors play a role in the differentiation of sexual orientation.